I'm Will, he, him, and I play Moxie, she, her.
I'm Sarah, she, her, and I play Freya, she, her.
I'm Steve, he, him, and I play Aura, he, him.
I'm Imi, she, her, and I play Amaya, she, her.
I'm Mike, he, him, and I'm playing Eugene Bannatyne, he, him.
I'm Ruthie, she, they, and I play Sentinel/Jax, they, them.
I'm Charlie, he, him, and I'm your DM. You guys
literally asked the same question in a minute.
So you guys are around halfway through your expedition, hopefully, with the Oddmium Trist crew. You have found the first of two secret locations on the ancient map.
Again.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know what the next one's going to be like. Yeah. And so you located the tomb, you've snapped into the water-breathing sticks and inhaled the enchantments, and you dove down into the depths. And after finding your way through the bedrock, you came across a dome, effectively, of a destroyed section of a mountain, and at the top of that mountain was the entrance to Yelanriae, which was the first of these tombs. And this place is seemingly preserved with very old magics designed to protect the place, but maybe not to last quite as long as it has, the 10,000 years since its fall into the ocean. And that has changed the place, and you came into contact with a thing called the concierge, which was the sort of undead spirits congealed together, and you fought it. You made your way through the chamber, seeing the remains of some of the inhabitants, the bodies reanimated. And then you found, in a spherical room in this giant chamber, you found two halves of a mould for the key, and murals that depicted possibly what something has done in the past with this mould. So a humanoid figure that you realised was Enthor Andoran at the time, using this in a giant sarcophagus-like thing. They placed the mould in, they bled into it with this knife, and then sort of light shined out. You also saw another mural, which is one of open doors, or a sealed door with this strange wreath-like shape over it, and then those doors opened with nothing inside, treasure inside, then nothing inside, and something replaced. I think Freya saw that there was a kind of chain thing, or chains in the darkness. Anyway, you made your way into the final tomb, where you met a creature, or a man, who was once a man, a paladin to Enthor, and still loyal but twisted in his undead age. And you fought this creature. It animated a load of gargoyles.
They're horrible.
Yeah, that were kind of made of eroded rock. They were brutal, and the fight was pretty savage. Moxie turned into a shark.
It was fucking bad.
So cool. Yeah, that was pretty good. And you eventually beat down the Loyalist before the gargoyles had a chance to close the sarcophagus that had revealed itself at the back of the room. And that, I think, is where we'll begin. So the Loyalist fell, and the gargoyles crumbled to dust. You guys are going to level up, but it will obviously be at the next long rest. So yes, over to you. The Loyalist collapses, still in one piece, skeleton and congealed kind of remains of what flesh he has left, and sea-worn armor.
And we saved. Florin's alive.
Florin is alive. You did. That's a good point. So Florin stupidly threw his health potion that was, I think, who gave it to him?
I did.
Yeah, Aura gave him a health potion that he then threw to Freya and then died.
Again.
Yeah, he went unconscious.
I am not talking to him.
Yeah. Oh, and also another thing that's worthy of note, a couple of things. So Amaya's sword began ringing towards the end of the fight, for a moment, I believe. Yeah. And Aura kind of haphazardly or purposefully cast Erupting Earth that got the captain, and he was in the firing line for that. And
Nothing will go wrong, right?
that, I believe,
He's
is
gonna be
it.
totally chill with that.
So over to you guys.
Is my sword still ringing?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to take a moment as I walk over to Loyalist to sacrifice 3 first levels and a second level to get 5 sorcery points, and then sacrifice them to get a 3rd level.
Okay, so you have 1 3rd level spell, nothing else. Cool.
At least I know what
How
I've
did
got.
you have so many left?
I was tapped on my big stuff and like all my other abilities.
Yeah. Does anyone have any healing?
No, we should
Not anymore.
take.
Oh yeah.
Take a short rest? Do we want to take a short rest now? Can we take a short... Well, how long have we been here, sir? It was like an hour to find the place, an hour to get in, the fight with the thingy, the coming
Yeah, that
all the
wouldn't have
way
taken
through.
long. You've probably burned through. I wrote this down.
You did?
We did take
Oh, 'cause
a short rest as well. at
Yeah,
one point.
so there's 3 blocks of hours that I know of.
You have been rounding around 4 hours.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And do we actually know if the next place we're meant to go? Oh, wait, we haven't actually done the thing yet, have we?
No.
So the sarcophagus at the moment is a Maya, Killid, and I think Eugene.
I'm there as well.
Yeah.
Do we know the place after this? Do we know if we have to go back up before we go to it?
You're asking Killid?
Yeah.
It was in a different location on the map, so we'll likely have to sail.
Yeah, it's like the
distance.
other half of a mountain. It's like, because the place was a whole mountain range, right?
Yes.
So it's the other side of the mountain
Okay,
range.
so I reckon we should take a little short rest, then do the sarcophagus.
Plus the other thing to mention is I'm pretty sure that Killid said he would tell us more about what was going on when we got onto dry land. So if we want to find out more about what's
Dry deck, actually.
I didn't want to say it. Then if we go up,
Yeah.
we've got a chance to actually find out and make more informed decisions before we come back down again.
Killid kind of swims over to you, Aura, as you, I'm assuming, are all approaching the sarcophagus.
Yeah, I'm around the Loyalist. I'm gonna search that thing.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I want to see if I can
get
get like the arm thingy.
I want me an arm.
Okay. So he's away, so we'll do that first. Who is it? Just who else? You and you as well,
Yeah, I'd probably,
and the Loyalist. Okay.
I reckon there's a rock pearl in that dude.
Okay. So, Aura, we'll do you first. Just find my notes because this is all reset, which is a bit annoying. Okay. Aura, if you can roll an investigation check for me, please.
I assume if 3 of us are
Specifically.
going and one of us
Yeah.
will help you.
Yeah, we're
someone else
specifically
already?
looking for the arm, right? So is that what you said? Yeah. So that's you can if Eugene wishes to help you instead of investigating himself for that, then you can. There'll be time to do
you
one.
want to do one each? Or?
Yeah, do one. Cool.
You didn't want me helping you.
That's okay. Natural 20.
Very nice. So as I said, the arm itself, it doesn't look anywhere near as sea-worn and weathered as the rest of his armor. Although it has sustained many thousands of years, it has begun to rust, whereas this arm piece, this gauntlet, it's kind of filigreed silver. It's made of what looks like multiple fragments that's kind of held together by an invisible force or something underneath it. And it, after a bit of sort of tugging around the bones and the kind of the ripped elements of its flesh, you pull this gauntlet off with a kind of slip of flesh, and it is free. You brush it off. It looks in good condition.
I'll get the great dagger and scrape out the flesh.
Yeah,
And then
cool.
put it on.
Okay, you put it on.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh no.
That's a curse.
This is fun.
nothing happens.
Yet.
But it does come with frozen yogurt.
It's loose on. It's quite loose on your forearm. The Loyalist is about 8 feet tall, so it's quite loose on your forearm at the moment.
He was a big boy.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I'm looking for rock pearl. I'm still exhausted, so
You are.
So I'll either have Ansel help me, or I can have someone else look for him, and I could help them.
Okay, well, Eugene's with you as well. So, well, basically, if you're going to look for a thing within this creature, it's probably closer to harvesting something. So, if you're actually digging into its body, So,
Good old digging. That's great.
what we're
Digging
gonna
the
do?
bones.
What we're gonna do is, if might as well get you to do it, Eugene. If you roll a percentile check for me, please.
I can do.
Well, I roll. I just won't tell you what I got.
Percentile won't affect. It only affects certain things, so don't worry too much about this one.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Lower the better. No, the higher the better.
Cool. Yeah, that's an 8.
Okay.
Anything I can do to help.
Not with the percentile, unfortunately. Okay, so
Not your fault.
that is effectively the likelihood of what's in this thing. Okay.
We've still got an 8% chance.
I've got a hand axe. You can go to town on this.
Okay, so Moxie, you'll have to do an intelligence-based harvesting check.
Cool. Right, let's get.
You can take Eugene's help.
I don't know if you want it.
I'll
Really.
have someone's help. Yeah, Eugene's
so you can
around.
roll
So
flat.
this is
I would say
flat.
that for a check like this, the person would need to be proficient in, I mean, either harvesting or nature, as in you're proficient in alchemy checks. So
Oh, I think I'm proficient in. Well, I'm proficient in my herbism
survival count?
kit.
I basically mean that Ansel probably won't be able to help.
Oh yeah, I'll still help.
Would survival count?
Sure. But yeah, you're proficient anyway, Eugene. So make that check. Intelligence
This is
check.
me specifically. Yeah. Okey-doke.
So you're not proficient in harvesting, but
Yeah, not bad. 24.
very nice. Very nice. Okay. So you pull away some of the plates of armor. They give away easily after a few kind of pulls and rips. And then you start cutting through the armor at Eugene's kind of point. The flesh at Eugene's
For a minute, I
pointing.
was worried. Not me.
You
Moxie.
you slice with a dagger. You got a
Yeah,
dagger.
I got a dagger.
You slice with the dagger. It's soft, like a jellyfish. Gives easily. The bone bit is like a rock though, and you have to kind of really wedge it in the sternum, and you snap your way through until you get enough space to the kind of hollow interior.
Juice in my eye.
Keep tugging on it.
Sorry.
And in the very middle of this creature's chest, behind its sternum, is a root-encrusted mass that doesn't look like any organ. And you put your hands around that.
Yeah.
Do you take it out?
Yes.
You rip the thing out of this creature's chest. And with that, the Loyalist grabs you by the neck.
Fun.
Kinky.
His bony claw-like fingers wrap completely and close around your narrow neck. With overlap in his fingers, his hands are so much larger than you. Everyone around can hear his voice grating in your minds as opposed to the kind of warbling in the water, and you hear this horrible grating of ancient flesh and flint-like bone in your mind. The harmonization approaches once again. The moment when magic ceases, unsplit Evrain surges and the fluxes reset. This is in Celestial, I guess, but I won't worry about it now. Because collectively you can understand it, yeah. But for the first time in 10,000 spirals, the web of pyres shall be awake, alive to channel the surge. For the disciple claims them one by one. Bits start falling from his mouth, his teeth fall out. The jaw kind of unsets as it's kind of working at you, inches from your face. But the voice echoes, continues in your mind. He shall harness the surge, and with his forgings, toll the death knell of all things. It approaches. The great unraveling approaches, and you will need more than Enthor to... And he just crumbles to dust around your clenched fist, around the small lump of what feels like bone or stone in your grip, and just falls apart around you.
It would have been useful if he'd have just told us that rather than fighting us.
And said it much slower with
Yes.
an isolated nose. So
With enough
I didn't know what was
pauses.
Moxie, are you okay? So I probably should have helped.
I
I
just got scared.
don't think any of us expected that to happen.
Is your neck okay? Are you hurt?
Yeah, a little sore, but I'm also a bit beat up after after that whole fight. So it's not much extra, really. Cool. What do I have?
Gimme.
What is it?
Enough roleplay, more loot.
None of your bullshit, Charlie.
It is about the size of a single finger bone, maybe one of the Loyalists, not yours. It is asymmetrical, black and pearlescent, and you can feel from it an echo that sort of almost numbs the palm of your hand. It is a rot pearl.
Yay!
Finally.
To all your knowledge, you guess it is a rot pearl.
Well, I won't be using identifier.
It's like, yes, but is it a rock?
What is it?
There is I think there's one on, I think I put it on D&D Beyond, so you might be able to add it as an item, I believe. I can't remember if I put it on there.
This is not the first time we've heard about forging things, right?
Like the
What's
surge
anvil?
pies.
And the pies. What's the anvil that you need? Don't you need an anvil?
Maybe.
Need to get,
So I've got to reforge
get the board out.
I've got to reforge the sword.
Yeah.
So there's something about big anvil where you're from, or some big fucking forge where you live. Didn't you find that out in your
Yeah.
propaganda
The
thing?
Aurora Forge.
Yeah.
The Aurora
Yeah, you're
Borealis.
Yeah. That's real far away though.
So
I'm
you,
just
We can
spitballing.
Reset. Okay, does
Who
it,
can teleport?
let's just does it mean anything to me?
what?
Can I roll
For what?
understanding things?
Well, everything. Give me a rough, like just pinpoint end of rough area.
Complete for the campaign.
First bit, the beginning bit, or the end bit.
Roll
Like
full
the-
campaign wrapper.
Flux reset. Does that mean
Okay.
anything?
Okay. Roll. You could go with history, religion, or arcana, and whichever of those you choose, you will get a kind of matching
That element of it.
Yes, you'll get
Wait,
that.
I will do Arcana,
Okay.
and I will guide myself.
You can do this.
I'm so great.
You got this. Ooh, can I?
Yeah, so disadvantage.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you are well remembered.
Oh, that was even worse. That's really tragic. 9.
Okay.
Let me sleep on it.
The idea of you've never heard of the fluxes resetting. The word fluxes you've heard a few times. So the flux storm was something that you understood created the God's Lantern. And the term flux you've heard in magic. It's another word where Evrain is another word for magic. It's another word for you discovered for the mother of magic. Evrain. Magic is also of the same name. They're one and the same. Evrain is magic. Magic is Evrain. And the fluxes are Evrain split by its alignment. So one thing that the Loyalist said to you as you entered was, I sense evil of the lowest fluxes.
Right.
Among
So
you.
you mean like necromancy?
Or something else, maybe. I'll give you this.
The
on your-
court of it's also the
Yes.
court of desolence.
Exactly that.
Can't take moxie anymore.
I think that's probably. But anyone else can roll for those kinds of checks. Well, if you want to roll history or religion, I'm not going to say that only one person can do it because you all have individual
I'll do one. They're all the same.
knowledges.
It's all a
I
plus
mean,
2.
do I have to do it now?
What did you
Can
do?
I have to do it now? Or can I do it later when I'm not at disadvantage?
That's a fair point. I'll allow you.
do.
Yeah.
Sit down to study
Yeah.
at some point.
Can I do a history one then? Because it's all the same to me. That is what's comp. I'll just take the 13.
Straight 13.
No, it was an 11 plus
Okay.
the plus 2.
13 total. History. He who said for the first time in 10,000 spirals, the pyres shall be awake. You've never heard of time being measured in spirals, but you kind of surmise that he could be referring to the movement of the planes around one another. In terms of history, you have heard mention of surge pyres. Yeah, I can't really say much more than that with the 13, I think, from history. Actually, one thing I could say is the great unraveling approaches is the last thing that he said. There is a synergy that in your readings. The great unbinding obviously was one thing. The great unraveling sounds like a far worse version of that. Mm-hmm. But there is also something you've heard in the past mentioned as the moments. There was the moment of creation, the moment of duration, and you also remember a third moment which was called the unraveling, and I'm pretty sure that you've come across that. The moment of creation being long ago, the moment of duration being something that you are living in now. Okay.
Can I chuck in a history and just see if anything jogs any old memories or anything?
Yeah. Of religion?
They're all -1, so.
Okay. What are you rolling?
Do religion, because we've done
Yeah, I can do
history.
that actually. Supposedly disciple of Enthor, so.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20 again. For 19.
Okay. Religion, and what is this based on? What is it?
I'm just trying to sort of connect with Enthor in this place and see if I can get any memories and sort of what the Loyalist said, and sort of if there was any interpretation of that from those sort of 10,000 years ago when the city fell, I guess. And if there's sort of more information that he would have known being in that time than he had time to tell us.
Roll a wisdom check for me.
He's so wisdomous. Legendary.
I am not. I'm just gonna see if this is a third natural 20 on this dice.
Weighted.
I'm not joking.
Did you get an natural 20?
Yeah, it's another natural 20.
Oh my fucking god.
Weighted dice.
Do you have 20s on each side?
So you listen to what the Loyalist says.
What the fuck?
I don't know what's happening.
Jump
It's
on,
important.
jump on all those stats.
You guys see
Know the stories.
you guys see Aura collapse on the floor in front of you.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I'm leaving this episode, okay.
It's about to collect reagents, you have to go and collapse.
As Aura, you
Getting flashbacks to that snake thing
like face
and
down
every
on
other
top of-
time
You are overwhelmed by the rumbling sensation that you get in your chest when you are praying, when you're trying to connect with Enthor, and you sense his presence. You sense the presence of the edge, this giant black sun, the tar-like tongues kind of wicking out and back in, and it overwhelms you. And you see yourself before this floating black sphere. And memories come to you, times in the place within the edge that you spent with Enthor that you had forgotten. And you know that there was much time you spent there, and that Enthor even referred to you as a different person because you'd forgotten your time there with him. You remember a time sat around a fire with Enthor, a campfire built from driftwood from a sea that you cannot see, a dry salt plain that extends out before you, before a black and a mauve sky. It is time that I tell you, he continues, and this is a memory, one that affected you deeply, that you're shocked that you'd forgotten. The unbeing, the reason that I'm here, the creature with many other names, being that opened the edge. I'll tell you how. During the first of the 3 moments, the moment of creation, after the world whittling, when the mountains and forests and creatures had been refracted into being by the Yelanriae, there was a period that was unpredicted, even by the logical creators that we were. In our need for order, we cleansed the entanglement of chaos completely. We swept it clean. Each spiral of the worlds, we would sweep it order was all. But what we did not see was that this left an imbalance. A lack of chaos, and like osmosis, this imbalance drew things from beyond. Things from the outer known that were not created by us, by the ones above. Things that simply were. There were the 8 daughters, children of the worm gods. And then there came the ire of something called a solar being. We know little of them still. I don't even know if there are more than the one that found us. But it was birthed by the overwhelming forces, lores of the outer known dimensions. They accreted into cognizance from nebulas and cosmic rays and the blazing death throes of stars. A being of pure, malignant energy. It consumed all in its own world. A sun eater. A star hollower. The unbeing. We called it Terranin in Signora. And through manipulating its disciples, it gained a body. We didn't notice until it was too late. And you blink yourself to consciousness, Aura, in the tomb of the Loyalist once again.
Face down in the Loyalist chest where the rock
Yeah,
was.
pretty much. Yeah, you're gonna lay next to it. Okay. Didn't expect you to that. The 3 natural 20s in a row didn't give you much choice.
Anyone else got man-eater stuck in their head, but no worm eater.
A worm eater? I didn't even say that sentence.
You did.
I said a worm god.
Oh, you said worm eater.
So the 8
Sun
daughters
eater.
of the
Sun eater.
god.
That's what.
I don't want the worm god to have 8 daughters.
How long was
That's a lot.
Yeah, but what if they're all
like, not necessarily unconscious, but like on the floor?
Moments. Just
Oh,
moments.
okay, so I wouldn't have time to like gone over and
He was near you, I think. So,
yeah, so I would have been like over or maybe
Yeah.
slapping him on the face. Oh, alright, are you okay? What? Do I need to heal you? What's going on?
I'm okay. That was a lot.
A lot.
My head really hurts.
You're only down for a second.
I saw a moment, a memory. I was thinking about the Loyalist and what he said, and trying to connect with Enthor and see if there's more to this that he didn't have a chance to tell us. And I saw a memory of Enthor. We were sat around a campfire. He told me about we know a bit about the creation of the Edge. Those moments you said about the moment of creation, there was another moment that they hadn't predicted. They were clearing the chaos out of, I guess, the universe. It left them an imbalance, and sort of the universe absorbed something from beyond, something they hadn't created. He said something about the outer known, but that was where the unbeing came from. It would destroy stars. They called it Terranin.
Does that mean anything?
Roll history checks.
I actually thought you were going to say Terrence.
They call him Terrence.
Terry. Terry.
Huh?
Like
You can all do it, I guess.
Thank you.
Gained a body.
Can Ansel,
That has been in my notes probably 5
Oh,
years.
for fuck's
that work.
sake, fucking 3s.
can Ansel help me?
Would anyone like that?
Conceal
In a
that. Oh,
history
wait.
check, I don't know. In a history check, I don't know. If you can tell me how you would.
Am I
He
rolling?
senses me.
All right, go for it. I like that. That's cute. I'll go with that. That's cute.
Conceal. Oh wait.
Not terrible, we're not.
No! My
Oh yeah.
Rip seal.
Am I rolling?
If you want, you don't have to.
I would
I mean,
love
I
for
can.
you to be the one that gets
Sorry.
Or is it history?
Yes.
17.
Be me.
I'm actually
Okay.
proficient in history.
Okay.
Somehow.
You got
I'm very wisdomous, but I'm not intelligenceous.
very nice.
Say that again.
I'm not very intelligenceous.
I got a 5, so not me.
14.
14,
15.
15,
Yeah, 14 as well.
14.
Twins.
Aura.
Oh, I didn't roll. Sorry.
What?
You're still out of it, aren't you?
It's the same dice again.
There's no way. If it's, I'm banning it.
You can't ban it.
13.
30. Okay, so
I mean,
you-
it's a 14. It's
13, not
next to the
30.
20.
no 13.
Yeah.
I didn't say 30. Jesus.
30.
You got 17.
17.
Okay, yeah. So you're the only one that gets something.
Guys, I've got something.
15.
I got
right?
it.
14. 15. Yeah. So 17 is the one.
How's that? We've already won the World Cup.
Memories are coming back.
Jesus Christ.
Charles.
Getting another one. It's happening again.
You have a vague memory. You don't know where this came from. It's something that you picked up on your travels, on being near people, discussing things. But the word Terranin is something that you haven't heard, and that you know very often, and it sticks out in your mind. And you remember that it was something that was definitely involved in the destruction of Chrysylum that you remember from when you're in Dustmere. The Glass Desert. That you're pretty sure that you remember that, something to do with.
I relay that.
Yeah.
Guys, I thought of something.
That's all you get.
Does it look like she's having an absolute?
You've got no.
I rolled that.
Yeah, there's just like blood pouring from her nose. I've had a single fall.
Sweaty underwater.
Actually,
Are you okay?
what did you say? You got an 18.
17.
17. You remember not just the word Terranin, but something else. Oh no, you didn't say all of it, did you? So yeah, that's it.
No, I was. You called a history check before I could go into the rest of.
I'll let you. There was something else, but
I'll talk about the 8 daughters and the Eye of the Silver Being.
When Aura says that stuff, does anything else pop up?
Does she have a second?
Do I have a second
thought?
premonition?
Like a,
Second nosebleed.
When Aura tells us everything,
The other
including the
monster
bit that
starts
we
bleeding.
needed to know.
it's like a Jimmy Neutron brain.
I'll tell you what, just for simplicity, you, with your 18, you recognise 17, Jesus Christ. With your 17, you recognise the phrase the hollow star, or the hollowed star, or the Star Eater, from a story that Florin told you.
Yeah.
Florin, wake up!
Where's my book? I wrote it because I wrote it down. I wrote that story down somewhere. I did say that I did that.
And the 8 daughters.
Man's been busy.
You're pretty sure that you've heard Dragonborns talking about them when you were, or that they were linked into because remember Dragonborn generally they kept to the mountains of the Opari.
Yeah.
And you remember that phrase as something that was linked with the Dragonborn people.
Something to do with Dragon Balls, guys.
I just think of Skyrim every time.
No.
Or you'll just shout Fusrodar, but
Okay.
maybe later.
I did say that. Yeah, you got it there because I did when we heard the fairy whispers. I was writing them all down
I am curl up
somewhere,
into
like
a
as in
ball.
like Jax was writing them all down.
Have a 20-minute power nap because that was a lot of thinking and I can't
so
deal with
proud
it.
of you.
Okay.
I would like to roll some hit dice.
Yeah.
You guys having a short rest?
Should I check for reagents first?
Yes, you may.
So basically, Eugene keeps like going backwards and forwards. It's just like, just puts my stuff down.
So you rolled your percentile already.
No one else fall over.
So now roll.
No, that was for like something very specific. I'm just doing general reagents.
That was the general.
Darn.
That was for what else exists in this thing. So roll your. Is it a harvesting check?
Yes.
Roll that harvesting check, please. It's not a huge DC.
So I'm proficient in herbalism, Kit. Herbalism is wisdom based?
Yes. Isn't it an intelligence-based check, harvesting?
I mean, I'll take
I think
that.
that's
I thought that was
gathering.
actually making potions.
Herbalism is more gathering, I believe.
Yeah, so that's what.
Whereas this is harvesting from a creature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, am I just adding my intelligence and proficiency?
Yes.
Okay, that's not too bad then. A 12.
That is the DC. You get an uncommon poisonous reagent.
Okay.
Poison.
So uncommon.
Fun.
Poison.
We don't get poison very often.
Are we sharing a pen?
Are we sharing a
Oh, real
The pen is
citizenship
more of a hive mind.
vibes. So, you guys taking a short rest?
Yeah, I
Or
believe
are you
so.
chatting more? Okay.
I'm taking a short rest, but I'm just gonna get the gauntlet and just examine it while I'm just sat there, floating, chilling, doing whatever.
Yeah, can I check there's no permanent damage on Florin?
Yeah, he seems alright. He's a bit
Mentally
dazed.
scarred for
Oh
life.
boy.
I'll be alright. I don't want to vomit underwater and make a real mess.
Huh?
I'm not really.
I don't want to make a mess and vomit underwater. But,
Is he still wearing his hat
oh yeah.
underwater?
Is it like glued?
Every now and again it sort of floats off a bit and he puts it back down.
Wait, what am I hitting?
They're rolling dice.
How do I do that again?
Short rest.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There it is.
Yeah, okay.
Right, have you?
I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Have we already done one, or have I just not updated?
We have done
We
one.
did one short rest, yeah.
Okay.
I've technically done 3 at this point. I'm napping every hour.
I still don't fully. How many hit dice can we roll?
Up to your level.
It was
Up to, so I can roll up to 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
So long as you haven't used any.
Did you use any last
No, I
time?
didn't use any last
The
time
other
because I
thing,
hadn't taken a thing.
the other thing is you only get half of them back on a on a long rest. So if you used all 7 now,
Yeah,
after we do a long rest, you'd only get 3 back.
got it. I'm going to use 3.
Order.
Is that only
Give me
No, I think you
mold.
just get half of them back. Sorry.
But when do you get them
Sorry,
back?
I'm busy right now.
Do you want to do this?
Do what?
Hand me the mold and I'll go and see if it fits the sarcophagus. Or you can come with me and do it with me.
Yeah, I'll get up. After my rest.
He kind of brushes off
Does
the...
Amaya see this?
Yeah, you guys are pretty... Everyone's...
Okay, I'm
close,
going
I
to go
guess.
with them
Yeah, I'm
because
gonna
I'm
look
getting.
at Maya like, I don't like this.
I'm getting some vibes from both of you, and I think both of you are going to
Yeah,
do
I'm
something
coming
irrational.
with that too.
I mean, I'll be honest, he looks pissed. And he's like got bits of rock on him where you like erupted
Yeah, I'm
earth.
coming too.
You look pissed.
How would you feel if your crewmate...
If my crewmate, what?
You're standing right there.
To be fair, he has
Yeah.
done it before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting quite tired of it.
I mean, I got a hit. Moxie hit me.
Come on.
What?
And he walks over to the sarcophagus.
Captain, just remember that love
I get
has
there
the world
first.
in motion. I do that better.
How hurt does he look like he's healed or
Love you for it.
No, he doesn't look hurt, but he just looks dirty from the erupting earth and
Because he
stuff.
did get hit, so
Yeah.
he would have been injured.
Yeah.
not badly?
He just looked pissed.
Dude, you need to chill out a bit.
You're saying that with him to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't reply.
Okay. I think you should just take a long rest and kind of like take some deep breaths and maybe meditate for 5 minutes.
Are you walking to the sarcophagus with him?
Yeah.
Are you Aura?
Yeah.
I'm also just
Okay.
there's just I am like behind this just with my eyes wide like what the fuck is happening?
Well, I believe we'll need to insert these molds into this thing somewhere. And he just starts like brushing bits off of it. Looks like he's just intent on it.
Okay.
Was he listening to everything that I said?
Yeah, I would say he would have heard, yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to start talking about the unbeing again because I know that creeped him out last time when I mentioned it.
Fair.
That is
He found a body or created one. That's like crazy.
He's so cool.
How do you create a body? Nothing.
You can't.
Excuse me?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if I want to.
I'm just gonna roll with it.
Everyone is in game
He's
laughing.
laughing. That's fair. He doesn't get why. He's like, what is funny?
No, Eugene's not laughing. I don't get it.
Jellybean, what is funny?
I don't know. I think we should ask.
Sorry, it sounded like you said a very rude swear, and we just understood.
Captain would never.
No, Captain would never, but it would be fitting, given the conversation you've just had. It would make sense for you to say that.
Yes, well, he seems to have lightened up a bit.
We softened him
Yes.
with a sea bomb.
With a mistaken
done.
I'll soften him with a sword.
Aura, if you're not going to move on, please.
No, I don't actually say that.
So strange.
But your eyes do.
Help me with this. It's just like looking at this massive sarcophagus
What is
thing.
it? Is there a body in it?
Roll an investigation check.
They were like pushing it open, weren't they?
They were trying to close it.
Oh, they were closing it.
I kept
Yes.
trying to open it.
The heaped up silt at the base of it, it looks like it has been thrust into the
Oh
room.
god, and it's disadvantage as well. I want to be not disadvantaged anymore.
Well, then we need a
Yeah, we
sleep.
need a
I have
lower
a
rest.
crazy idea.
I got an 8.
Okay. You see at one end there is a large opening, but you don't see anything else. It might be that that's where it goes.
Can I like brush some silt away from the bottom?
Can I stick my hand in and see what happens?
Into the yeah. You stick your hand in and you roll an investigation. What are you looking for? What are you looking for?
I'm just like towards the bottom of the sarcophagus, like brushing stuff away to see if there's any bones or bodies or.
All right. Roll an investigation check. Eugene, you place your hand in the opening.
I rummage.
Please tell me you get bit by summit.
It's full of like silt and
find
muck
balls.
and like mud, and you feel within the silt like a hard stone square, empty space.
I really can I smell my hand?
Yeah, it's hard to smell under the water. It's really weird in here. Yeah, but you're kind of swimming around in all the rotting bodies.
What's it smell?
Smells of mud.
Can I cast light and have a look through the hole in the wall they were trying to push it through?
Sure. You see an opening that is roughly the same size as this sarcophagus, and inside it is pretty devoid of silt. So it looks like it has been pushed out into the room pretty recently. Likely when you triggered something when you picked up the mould and the knife.
So like, does it just go into like a little alcove in the wall, or is
Looks
there
like
something beyond?
It looks like it's an alcove. What'd you get?
Only an 8, so.
You brushing the silt out of the way at the base of it. It's obviously like, ploughed up against it where it's been pushed out of the wall.
Yeah.
You don't really find anything in the silt, but you do find a kind of seam, a join in the sarcophagus on the other side to the big opening. And it seems to run up.
Can I push it?
Yeah, okay. You push it, and there's a ever so slight give in it, but it's pretty heavy, and you kind of realise that it's actually part of like a tomb, an actual sarcophagus that may have a body in it, and there's like silt on the top of this bit of rock.
Can I clean it off?
I'm so confused with the geography of this.
Yeah, I'm really confused. Is that on like
draw it?
this?
Yeah, so basically the sarcophagus at the end of the room is about 20 feet long. On one side, it's like a large solid bit of obsidian. On the one side is an opening, which you were rummaging around in, Eugene. It feels like there's the same kind of square
So
opening.
me rummaging doesn't necessarily mean there's not a body in there.
Maybe not, but it's like a square opening that would fit the same size as the molds. And then on the other side is where Amaya, you find a seam, and when you like track it up onto the top, it looks like there's a lid on this section, like on the end of the sarcophagus.
Does anyone else get the really unsettling feeling that it's like a torture device where you get in the top bit and then the blood goes into the bottom bit to make the key?
Potentially.
It's really unsettling.
Can I brush the thing off?
Yeah, can we try and open it?
So is there a body in there?
We don't know.
Can we
Not
try and
opened
open
yet. Can we open it?
Sure.
I'll help. Amaya.
Thanks.
I coach from the sidelines.
Where's my
What are we doing?
strength? Strength checks?
I mean, I guess
Sorry?
Strength?
So, Aura, you brush off the silt first on the end where it's like a bit of silt covered. It's like beneath the muck is a kind of patterned, heavy stone lid.
Yeah.
And it is like about 6 inches thick, made of obsidian. So that's what you're going to try and move off.
Yeah.
Does it have an instruction manual?
Yeah, is there any writing on it at all?
Just patterns, just art.
Maybe we should put the tablets in and see if it becomes abundantly clear what
Yes. I would
also go
concur.
here where I rummage.
You pushing, Emma?
Well, if you want to put the tablets in
Yeah.
first, then
Can we
let's
put the
do that
tablets in
first.
first?
Maybe there's already a body loaded in there.
Let's
Loaded like a magazine.
Any volunteers?
Yeah, okay. Who's got the tablets?
I have.
Aura has. Do you want to put them in?
Yeah, I've still got light up, so like I'm gonna like hold my hand with the light on, like inside, and sort of try and see a bit more.
Yeah, okay. So after a while, you clear out the silt, and you see that the shape is like it's deeper than it looked, and it's the same size as if you were to sandwich the two halves of the mold together and put them in vertically.
Yeah.
Post them.
Post them.
Yeah.
nice.
Okay, yeah, you
First class.
you slide them in, and it takes a bit to move the silt out of the way, and there's bits of kind of grit, and then it locks in place.
Can I see anything else in the sarcophagus while I'm peering in?
No, just it's like a kind of almost funnel shape that ends in the mold, the top of the mold.
Okay.
There's nothing else happened.
Should we try and lift the thingy then?
Lift the
Oh.
lid.
Okay, who's trying?
Oh,
I guess a bunch of us can
do you
try.
want it on?
Okay,
How many people can
Yeah, you go the mouse.
you could fit 4 people around it.
Let's stick the 4 strongest people on.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can't know.
so a group check.
How
okay,
strong are the
originally
captain and Detrius and Florin? Because I would help, but I have a.
You get the feeling the
0.
captain's quite strong. Detrius not so much, quite thin, reedy. Florin's like, nah, me.
I've got a 12.
Yeah, I've got an 11,
+1.
so it's a +0. So it's you and the captain. Is
The captain
strong
can help.
boys.
The captain can help.
I feel like you should do something.
Frame,
Yeah.
strong boy.
So it's Freya, Aura, Amaya, and the captain.
I guess.
Oh wait, actually, with disadvantage, do we want to not
That's
do
true.
that?
That is true. I'm a bit
Oh,
tired, mate.
good point.
That's a good point.
You do it.
I'll do it.
My
Tap in,
skeleton,
says
my
no.
skeleton is 10.
We can make a skelly do it. I've got the same strength as a
Can we put one of
skelly.
them in there and see what happens?
No blood.
Fucking
No,
Doesn't
I
it
know,
need
but-
blood?
grinding
You can see what it
bone dust. That's so on brand.
Can I just check? Because I'm real dumb.
Oh, so it's athletics, by the way, guys.
Oh,
Athletics.
athletics.
no,
I was going to say,
Doesn't
yeah, okay,
help
that's
me.
much better then. 17.
Okay.
You should have
The,
done
the captain got 12.
I only got 9 though, to be fair.
A 3.
it. I'm so beefy.
19.
Okay. Amaya and Aura, you feel yourselves left with most of the load.
Fine, guys, we've got it, I guess.
It slips. There's a grind of stone on
Fall
stone,
on the captain.
but it doesn't. It moves a couple of inches and then it seizes.
Can we see what's in there?
No.
Can Aura bring his light over so he can peer
Yeah,
in?
I'll
It
stick
needs
my
to be-
hand in
It
there.
needs to be moved more.
Can we try again?
Can we use like you have a
Oh, wait,
don't
I've
you
got
have
a
a
crowbar.
crowbar? Yeah, someone had a
Oh.
crowbar.
I've probably
Wedge
got
it
a
in
crowbar.
there.
Okay.
I mean, I've also got a longsword that I could just like.
I'd use the crowbar.
I have like
Yeah, I'm gonna use
Snap
the
my
crowbar.
longsword on.
I'm gonna use the crowbar.
I could have also got a longsword. I could use the sarcophagus to break my sword with.
Can I look at the thing and see if there's a button?
I want to investigate.
Is there a reset
If
button?
we're doing like, is there a way to use Thorn Whip to wrap and use that for purchase, and then use a different staff?
Can you wrap? Do you have to target a creature?
You've let me use it on. I will look, but you've let me use it on inanimate objects before. You
Yeah.
let me use it on a lever.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
It does say a creature, but you have let me use
Let's
it.
do it.
Not, 'cause
Okay,
it's-
roll an Arcana check. See if you can
And then
manipulate
if not, I
the
will
spell.
just keep doing strong.
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 Can I be ritual casting detect magic while this is all going on? Yeah.
Of course.
It's
That's a
gonna take 2
19.
minutes to get out.
Cool.
That's what I'm saying.
That's enough.
So,
So
what can I?
So you can roll the strength check again with advantage.
Thank you.
You can roll the strength check with advantage,
Oh, yeah,
Aura.
I just held on my hand.
Aura, you got a crowbar.
Yeah, I got a crowbar.
So so athletics. You can roll athletics with advantage.
I'm in a ritual cast identify on the thing that Aura found.
Okay.
Yeah, while it's on my hand, I'm just like dangling it out.
I got an 18 on looking for a button.
Okay.
Is there a button?
There is no button. You find what you do find in your searching is that the funnel-shaped kind of carving where Aura has put the mould in, it looks like there are traces of blood.
Right, just straight in the funnel.
Yeah, in the funnel,
Okay, so we
leading down
might
to the
not
mould.
even need to move the sarcophagus.
Yeah, we might. But
We're gonna move it anyway.
We might be doing an extra and nobody
This
fucking
happened again.
knows.
So athletics advantage, athletics advantage.
Find out what you got first.
You get another natural 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different dice. That's okay.
Jesus Christ.
So that's 22.
What'd you get?
No, 23. Sorry.
14. Are you going again?
I mean, I can help, but I'm not using anything else to help me. So
It's only so that someone else
that's
could.
that's actually really good.
Athletics.
That is 24.
So the
the
three of you
captain
together, he doesn't need to. The three of you together,
You mean he chooses not to?
you get the crowbar under, thorn whip wraps around it, makes you burn that slot, and then
It's a cantrip.
of course it is. And then Amaya, you just heave your weight against it, and it lifts over what was snagging and
Falls on the captain.
falls onto the side. Inside,
Is a man. He leaps up. He says,
you see bones, cloth, mud.
What's my dad doing in it?
You
That's
see,
where you've been hiding.
you see bones, cloth, mud,
This game hide and seek went wrong.
the glint of something underneath.
Can we get the glint of something underneath?
Yeah, you take it out. It is a large Zalumai gold coin.
Oh, guys, treasure. I'm a pirate now.
We were pirate.
While they're doing that, I'm like, hey, cat. The blood goes here.
What?
Blood goes here.
Well, also with all the water, how's the blood going to get funneled straight in? We're going to need to build an extensive contraption.
I can control water, but I don't think
Oh,
it's
yes!
necessary.
Yeah, I can shape water.
I want to build something.
So Amaya, you have a gold coin.
Well, we can split it later.
A single cold
Split the one gold coin.
It's an
There's
antique.
Zalumai one. It's going to be antique,
yeah.
right?
It's going to be fancy.
It's worth 2 gold.
It's full of the sarcophagus.
It's full of bones.
All you can see is like a layer of mud, which was probably their body and the bones, and then there's like a coin sticking
It's
out
all
of
over
the
my
mud.
finger.
Has anyone got a brush?
I feel like 100 feet on the
I don't think.
side is okay.
Does anyone have a brush?
I don't know if that would do much underwater.
Right, get to stabbing.
Who's doing the stabbing?
Who's being stabbed?
We just sat on the floor.
Who's the stabber and the stabby?
What are
We're
you,
just learning.
Aura, what are you looking for?
Brush.
What for?
To brush the thing out.
To brush the what?
To brush the sarcophagus out.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, I'll just start picking stuff up.
Okay. What'd you do? Put your hand in.
I just
All right.
pick them up. I generally put them on the floor.
okay.
Respect the dead and everything.
I was
This
rummaging.
could be Aura's like.
Dad.
My uncle.
So you scoop up.
How could
You scoop up like
I'm
a bit
sorry,
of
Uncle
the.
Jim.
Is there a skull?
Yeah. You scoop up the like, a bit of mud and bone, and when you do it, like more gold just falls out of the.
Hell yeah!
Oh, wait, how does the talk to dead
with
thing?
them.
Can we talk to that skull?
It worked. I can because I'm special, but yeah.
We don't need to.
It
Let's just
has-
do
Why
it.
on earth do you say it like that? Why do you say yeah?
Extra
I
golden we could.
Are you gonna dig through it, or are
Well,
you
you
just
said you
gonna?
felt that loads fell out.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. So in that pile, there's like 100 gold.
guys, I found 100 gold.
That antique.
100 antique gold.
It's got to be worth.
101. Because
Okay.
100 fell out of that pile.
Yeah.
We already
What
found
do we
one.
want to use? What's the
Moxie, do you
caption?
want to talk to this guy?
But it's still full of mud and silt.
It's fine. This is enough.
Just collect it up.
I can if you want.
Okay.
I feel like it's going to be cursed money now.
No, you just got. I've just said there's like gold in this tomb, and you guys are like,
There's
oh, sweet
gold.
one. Anyway,
There's gold in them there tombs.
I like clear out the whole body from the torture device.
oh okay. You find 12,000 gold.
There we go.
Wait, seriously?
Yes.
Make it rain.
Go to the crew as well. It's not going to
12K.
go as far as.
Don't tell him, he won't notice.
Oh, sweet, one gold coin. Anyway,
He won't know.
I was like, wow.
I'm envisioning.
He's a fucking pirate.
Everyone bags out.
I'm imagining Simpsons, like, am I just picking the bones and the gold?
That's the most insane story. I was like, I'm not going to tell you. Like, you guys don't have to tell me I'm going to dig.
Amaya picks up the bones, the gold falls out and goes,
Jesus.
"Woo, bones!"
Anyway, that'll leave me in peace.
Eugene and Moxie finish with their ritual caster.
Yes. So what I'll say is, so you guys can carry, because we've never been in this position before.
I've got a chest.
You can carry you can carry a maximum individually of 1,000 coins of any denomination.
Even me.
Wait, no. How much can we fit into a crate?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean though, because you can
How much can we fit into a crate, and then can I put in the spots?
He doesn't have a crate. He has a tiny little box. You haven't been carrying around a crate.
Per person, we can each carry 1,000. So right?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Unless there's more.
How many of us are there?
Well, there's 6 of you. There's Florin, Detrius, Killid.
Oh, we've got
So you can carry 9,000 gold.
I also have a sack.
Let's just split it.
So basically, if everyone has 1,000 gold each, that's ours.
Well, the
No,
captain
it's
says
not.
to you, 25%, of course, right?
No, we went up, didn't we? That's
I'm not
me.
good at
That was
at
I
least
was up.
40.
No, it was
No.
25 from 20.
It's first
No,
dibs.
I
is
thought
what
it
we
was.
had.
It was first
I'm
dibs in
gonna check.
25.
I call first dibs.
Can I find the
No.
shiniest
All
coin?
of the gold.
You find the shiniest coin, yes.
I've got a bedroll. We could use that as a giant. If it's a sleeping bag, we could use it as a giant sack.
I mean, what is that? That's 3,000 gold.
Oh,
between the 6 of you.
12,000.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're missing.
I was thinking like 1,200. It's like, that's not. Why do we need to worry about how much?
carry in a tiny,
Cat can
like,
carry 5.
It's like,
Sorry, I convinced myself we negotiate up to 30. You are correct. My bad.
No, just say it anyway, because we can be like, yeah, 30, right?
I thought it was 40.
But I guess what we'll say. So yeah, okay. You
So it
can
was from his
reasonably carry if you to pack it into whatever box Aura's got, and then 1,000 on each of your persons. The cat. Yeah, we don't have to go around the houses. He agrees that everyone can carry as much as they can up, and they'll divvy it up on the ship.
So we've got 9,000 gold to divvy up on the ship, or 12,000 gold.
You're just collectively bring the 12 up. We'll just
Right.
say with the crate and other stuff, you can.
I thought you said we didn't have a crate.
Yeah, well, it's not a crate. I don't know what it is.
It's a box.
It's a crate of holding.
With Aura's bedroll.
Yeah.
I mean, I can.
Oh my God.
I think it's funnier not to.
Sorry, so hold on. We're taking up the whole 12k regardless.
Yes.
And then we get, as a group, 25% of that.
3k
So we get
between the
500
6 of you.
each.
Yeah.
Well, we'll work
divvy
that
it
out
out
later. We don't have it right this second.
No, yeah.
I mean, someone might die in the meantime.
Florin's not included because he wasn't part of the deal. It will make you slower because you're over encumbered, so you'll be moving slow. But
fine.
you've still got like
Money.
We've got so long.
19 hours.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we can just put water walking on when we get up outside
totally
and
can.
just
yeah, we got a skeleton as well. He can.
yeah,
We actually
With
could
all
do
his
water
pockets and everything.
yeah. Okay, so
Going through all the skellies like broken out. It just be like, put something there.
I mean, his pelvis is like just a bowl.
Jesus. So you
Turn his head upside
Just
down.
put a cork in the bowl.
How we can take that
India, I love your bowls. Thank you, there. Elvis.
Anyway.
So Eugene and Moxie, your rituals come to an end.
We're just standing going, what the fuck is going on?
Going on.
Moxie, you see a powerful sort of combination of divination and enchantment around the mould, where that end of the sarcophagus is kind of sparking to life around the mould itself. And Eugene, you cast Identify on
What was it? Gauntlet.
on the gauntlet. Okay.
Or as Eugene says, glove.
So this is the Loyalist's arm, quite literally. It is made of fragments held together by an invisible force, and when attuned to an Asimar, it unfurls their wing, and they unfurl their wings. It reacts to the latent power, and it does things. But basically,
Of which I don't get.
It does lots.
it has
It does
it does 3 different things, but I'm going to go through them if you want. It depends if you want me to.
I probably would.
It's on D&D Beyond.
I would have
Okay,
attuned
fine.
to it on
A short rest.
the short rest.
You didn't know what it was till now.
Yeah, you didn't attune to it.
Don't you?
You have to consciously try and attune
Yeah,
to it.
okay.
Yeah, you have to
Fair enough.
meditate on it.
What is it? Loyalist arm. I'm probably not going to be able to find it. Oh no.
Oh no, it's literally
Yes,
Loyalist
yeah.
arm.
Last time I tried to do this, it wasn't.
So you in summary, it makes you hardier when you have your wings out. It makes you more potent when you have your wings out. You can do a two-handed strike that's focused, which does more damage, and you can do once per day. That's twice per day, and then once per day you can do something called rapturing smite, which is it's
Is
just
this
like
only when
it's an
wings-
amended
Cool.
it's an amended smite basically.
is this only when wings are out?
Yes.
Okay. I
Wings
can't today.
up.
I've used my wings already.
The first one is only while your wings are out. The other two you can do one. You can do one of it twice per day.
And
So
one
the-
once per day.
and
Okay,
once per
it's
day.
only the
Yeah.
AC boost.
Yeah.
Sweet. 21 AC when my wings are out.
So you already have that.
Okay.
Okay.
20.
There you go.
Blood time.
Blood time.
Who wants to do the deed?
Jesus.
Who wants to
Captain,
bleed for
this
the
is your
cause?
quest. You said you need to bleed for your cause.
Very well.
I mean, it's funny, carry on.
Very well.
These guys have a proper future.
I want to see if it does anything.
Okay. The captain approaches the mould in the end of the sarcophagus. Was there should we use the knife?
Yeah, I
Sure.
would suggest so.
Give him the dagger.
Give them
golden-
together.
Yeah, the golden dagger. Holds his hand out, his non-weird scabby hand, out over the.
Captain, Freya's very good at this. She did it for me once with a mace.
Is this so?
Yeah.
Forgive me, Jellybean. I will do the cut this time.
She's very good.
Forgive me, Shelley.
Slices his hand, and blood. It seems to as it would underwater. It kind of just flows out into the surroundings. He lowers his hand right into
Moxie
it.
licks their lips.
Still a shark.
Yeah. The blood kind of trailing above him in a cloud, and it emanates around from a cloud, and then eventually, there's some kind of almost suction underwater from the mould. It begins pulling the blood from his hand down into the mould, and a scarlet light emanates from the crack where the two moulds meet, and eventually, after the captain holds his hand out for a while.
Oh, Eugene faints.
Okay, Eugene's out. He takes damage.
I know this is probably too late to say this now, but is this going to be some sort of bio-recognizable weapon that only he can use, key?
Well, it'll be the key that only he can wield, probs.
And with that, there is a
He
flash.
shouldn't have
And he's
done
dead.
that.
And from the scarlet light, it flashes bright for a moment, and then stops, and the mould comes back out and splits, kind of half open. He looks at you all eyes, kind of eyebrows raised, and he goes in and he takes out a large black key that seems to bleed a kind of black blood almost.
Grim.
Okay, very well. And he pockets that.
Does anyone help me come to?
Nope.
I'm just stood over Eugene, just slapping him.
Just come on, you.
We just picked you up, popped you under an
Can
arm.
I get the can I go into his pocket and get the nice smell device and put it under?
Oh yeah, he comes out smelling salts. He's like, "Ah!"
I'm still here.
Water!
It's okay, Eugene. It's coming.
We're going.
If we lose this game, but we won't.
Right. What are you guys doing? You're in the same room.
I guess we. Does there look like another exit? No.
Yeah, just search
So we
around the
gotta
room
go
and see if there's anything
all the way
else
back.
interesting.
We've got to go back through all the zombies.
Are you getting any
This is fine.
detect magic stuff
Yeah.
from around the room?
There is a faint aura
No, he's
every damn time. There's a faint kind of glow from the Loyalist, and if you were to look down on your person, you can now see the necromantic glow from the rot pearl, but nothing else. Nothing else is glowing. His halberd looks mundane.
Such a mundane help.
Yeah. It was,
Can I just
It'd
pick
be
up?
useful as a poke things with.
Can I just pick up the halberd to see how I've never held one before?
Yeah,
See how heavy it
you
is?
probably practiced with them, or at least with spears.
All right.
It's
could be
well
used.
Swing
made.
it around a bit.
It's solid. It isn't magic, but it is a good, well made halberd.
You don't know.
Can I carry it?
Yep,
Can I take it?
you can.
I thank the Loyalist.
Yeah, it is. It's not magical, so it's not +1. Fortunately.
No, I
but
don't, it's just something to throw. To be totally honest.
Okay.
there was.
You could probably throw it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm low on spanners, so.
Where it is like
Jesus.
a spear.
You've upgraded.
It's like a big javelin, basically.
Yeah.
There was nothing in the sarcophagus that was magical other than the sarcophagus itself.
Exactly.
And all the darlings.
What was the point of the body?
I don't know.
Who was it?
Probably just this.
Oh yeah, I still got his skull, by the way.
Yeah, do you recognise him?
Alas, poor Yorick.
Yeah, you can carry the skull if you like. It's
Yeah,
falling
I
to
wanna talk to
bits.
it later.
My hand's covered in.
Oh, you're gonna talk. You're gonna talk to the skull. It's falling to
I'll
bits,
see
but
it.
you have to. If you're careful, you might be able to keep it in one bit.
Yeah, we said like as long as we have songs. Do you need just the head? Would that work for me? Or
I haven't washed my hand yet.
for like if it's
Oh,
like
it's pretty-
It is like,
Don't say that.
this thing is 10,000 years old. It is like,
Sack.
It must still have a mouth. It can't be undead.
yeah, but my because
You can do that
for
without-
the echoes. I don't need
Yeah.
a head. So if we just have a head, is that fine, or do we need the rest?
you can do it with just a head with normal speak with dead, but this thing is so old and so
Just take all the
decrepit.
bones then.
It might not.
Yeah.
We're
It might
already
not-
over
yeah.
encumbered, so we just got to move even slower. It's going to take us forever to get back.
Let's
if we
just leave the
anything.
head.
You can go all Shakespeare on it.
I'm sure it has
Alas,
great
boy,
stories.
You can try and take it if you want. Yeah.
Can I kind of lay it back in the sarcophagus respectfully?
Yeah.
Whilst taking all the gold.
gone, but yeah, you rest the bones back in the sarcophagus.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, to be fair, he's not using the gold, so.
I mean, do you want to? I think.
Brave Robin, in a sense, it's not using it.
So when he goes,
So this.
I mean, do you want to ask him any questions about your people, maybe, Aura?
If we've got time. Be nice to know a little bit more.
Yeah, go ahead. It's up to you guys.
If you want.
Yeah, if you want. I mean, yeah, it was more, I suppose, like, Captain, do we have time?
No, I think as long as we have time to make the swim up,
Yeah, but
I think we have 19
We've only
hours.
been down here
for
4
today.
hours. That's fine.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Okay then, yeah, get the mask on and actually before I do that, ritual cast comprehend languages so I understand anything.
Very nice.
Do we all hear?
This one, I think you're going to have to use your mask because it's so fucked. So you may not hear it. It may be in your mind. But yeah.
Yeah, cool.
It's
So,
more if I needed to ritual cast
Yeah,
it as
I'm with
well.
so comprehend languages, and then I'll mask on, and we'll just put the body all back together. So
Cool.
torture in the
So you
sarcophagus.
lay these kind of powdery bones back in the sarcophagus with as much respect as you guys can. You put on the mask. One thing that you notice when you put the mask on is that there is a similar, and there's no echo from this thing. It's almost, you see the echoes of their death as a thread almost. And it's there, but it's as faint as you can ever seen.
Is this because the area it preserves or the? I think it's maybe linked to like the preservation magics. And
Possibly.
all the veils are together and stuff.
You do know that was more to do with the souls and the bodies refusing to die. So you surmise that this thing probably died before because the creatures around you survived the Great Unbinding, and then the ritual magics refused to let them die. The preservation kind of gone awry, whereas this thing looks like you believe it was dead before those castings, so it's much older. You do see from your pocket, wherever you place the rot pearl, that echoes are kind of just flooding out of this thing, this death song in sheets. It's shedding it and it's numbing wherever you're keeping it. It kind of sheds this undead aura, which has its own echo that you can see with the mask on. Okay.
Groovy.
Groovy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any aura? Anything in particular you want to know first?
Who were they first? I'm just trying to look up in my notes something specific.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it seems an important body if it's in a big sarcophagus.
And it's got that much money.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah. So, what languages do? I mean, oh wait, no.
Everything's been celestial so far.
Can you do it?
I understand it, but I don't know if actually.
Check it. Check the spell.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's I only understand it. I can't speak it, but at least
It is you can't speak it.
Yeah.
But what about thingy? Does it respond in common or does it?
That's the thing. Yeah, we'll try.
Only knows the languages that it knows in life.
Loyalist was talking celestial.
I don't have celestial.
So that becomes a bit of a.
Can any of you speak it?
Yeah.
But if it's in his head,
Yeah.
Repeat it.
So, yeah, I suppose if you tell me what to say,
repeat.
Yeah.
If you tell me what to say, I can then say it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You don't know. In the past, when you've spoken, for example, Gaspar, he was headless when you spoke to him. You were still speaking aloud.
no, that's not the question.
Oh yeah, but what I'm saying is that you can speak aloud. So Aura, for example, could speak Celestial, and then you would be the only one to hear the response.
Oh right.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Okay.
So you just have to translate for us, and then me or Aura will say it.
Nice. Okay. And with you also speak Celestial, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So Moxie, you cast the spell. There's a kind of shudder in the water for a moment. The bones almost kind of echoing back and forth for a brief moment, the vibrations, and you see the jaw kind of attempts to knit itself in place, and a bit of it falls off, and the bones kind of almost trying to animate itself in a way, and it can't. And you sense its gaze on you more than see it. And Aura, you asking its name, effectively, in Celestial.
Yeah, sort of who it was, not specifically a name. If it wants to tell me a bit more about itself, it can.
You hear an angelic voice. It is speaking Celestial, like the sound of kind of flapping wings, the sound of chimes, like glass clinking, and kind of cutting the translation short, it says, "I am Philandia, priest to Enthor.
What do you think your strengths and weaknesses are?
Don't think we. Oh right, if we meet any of his friends.
So we can kill you again."
Oh right. No, I just meant it's very job interviewing.
Where does it see itself in 5 years?
Still here.
Super dead, man.
Not much ambition. But a realist.
You could ask what, if anything, guards like the other chamber.
Yeah, ask that.
Yeah, that.
Oh, I can say that if you
What are you asking, Aura? Or Freya?
I'll ask what protects the other chamber.
I'll kind of get ahead of you there. You probably won't know what other chamber you're talking about.
It's the other
What's the name of it?
It is the Seal Sanctum.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
the seal.
The seals.
Protection. Who? It is protected in a way, it is sequestered. That which caretakes of it is Loyalist, its creator.
What was that?
Who was that?
So what they said, that there isn't a creature protecting it as such, but it is sequestered. And then it said that there is a caretaker of the place called Loyalist.
Is a caretaker going to be another concierge type thing?
Goody.
Sweet.
I mean, maybe if we don't threaten to stab its family, it might be
Yeah,
fine.
maybe if we don't threaten the.
I don't know, that sounds pretty fun.
Do we know where it is?
So my understanding is that Zalumai was was encased by a mountain range that looks like a horseshoe, and Yelanriae was on one peak, and the Seal Sanctum, the Chamber of Divine Secrets, is on the other one. So we've just got to work out where the rest of the mountain range goes, and then just point and go.
This way.
I'm nodding like that because she's nailing it.
Yeah.
And I throw so much info at you guys, so it's...
And I take so many notes, and none of them are well written, and some of them are entirely irrelevant. Will asked me this the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, it's all in here, right?" And I was drawing like diagrams on my phone, being like, "No, this is where we gotta get."
Okay. How many? 5?
5, yes, we've done 2 so far. Well, up to 5, yeah.
What was the tool used to fight the unbeing? And where is it?
Is that 2 questions or 1?
That's a good
I think
question.
it got moved.
Tool is a strange word. Unbeing is a word I'm not familiar with. If you refer to Terranin, I died during the preparations. The heirlooms may be what you speak of.
Are there any given us that?
That'd be smart.
Because you said
Or
something, your
shivers.
sword did something.
Oh yeah, I would have told you that.
Surprise.
I just saw you looking
Yeah,
really
I'll ask. I'll ask about the shivers. What was the exact question?
if there's an heirloom in the
Or
city
shiver.
or a shiver.
Yeah.
Heirloom or shiver in the city.
There once was the anchor, but this was.
No longer.
This was. I believe I am dead. Huh.
The anchor's in the edge.
Yeah.
We've got one more. From the recap, like my notes are bits and pieces.
I can help you out.
The fifth mural was hands touch and seal, the door open and things inside.
Mm-hmm.
Then the door open and it empty, and there's black chains.
Yes.
I don't know how to phrase what's all that about, and what are the
Yeah.
what are the black chains?
You
Who
can
are the
ask him
chains
just
for?
what is in the Chamber of Divine Secrets, because that would, if he doesn't know, and he thinks it's what used to be in there,
Yeah.
you'll know roughly. If he knows what's in there, he just won't tell us, and then we'll know it's bad.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What's in the Chamber of Divine Secrets?
Are you referring to the Seal Sanctum?
Yeah.
The Chamber of Divine Secrets was just.
What you guys called the thing?
I think
that's-
it was just, it's a chamber that has divine
Yes.
secrets in it,
Yeah.
rather than a name for it.
Okay.
And if we know it's the Seal Sanctum.
Roll a persuasion check.
Can he see?
No.
Oh.
That's right, you'll get that. Yeah, it's fine.
No. 14.
The Seal Sanctum you refer to, it is used to house sorceries of Zalumai. At least that was what he designed it for. Although since much time has passed, maybe its use has changed. Farewell.
Be at peace.
And the bones tremble for a moment and then rest, and just that slight motion of even casting the spell begins to kind of disintegrate bits of it.
Let's leave.
Yeah, let's go.
So yeah, I think I might have mentioned this before when you're looking at the mural, and I'll just say it because it's really hard to picture. It looks like there was this sealed kind of doorway, hands came down, opened it, and there was like things within it, and then in the next one there was chains.
Right.
So yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, sort of the chains.
Okay, so you get the feeling from what he said that they did not
No, specifically.
house anything like that when they made it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Which means they could have taken stuff out for the preparations to fight,
Yeah.
or they could have taken them out to hide them, or somebody else could have taken them out.
So who were they going to fight? Were they going to try and fight the Gambian?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe someone put the chains there to hold the Gambian?
Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly it could have been the chain for the anchor.
Who knows?
Skippy.
Okay. So you guys making your way out the way you came in?
Is that the only way out?
Seems so.
Can we have a look? We've got time.
We should have asked him.
I would say you don't. I won't make you roll. Like this is a one-way trip. There's only like.
So wait,
Wait,
This is the end.
There's a way. It's a one-way and one-way out deal.
Okay, cool.
Damn.
Let's go then.
Savage.
It's over.
As you try and swim out, just you get crushed. Got
Just-
I let everyone go ahead and sort of as I go past, I just put a hand on the back of the Loyalist. Stop for a second, then carry on walking.
Okay.
Or swimming. Or flying.
No,
Whatever we're
we've
doing.
completely desecrated.
You feel whether it's real or whether it's in your own mind, you have a sense of a kind of a release, a sigh from this thing, whether that's something that you believe is real or not, and you leave the way you came.
Can I take the other pile of bones from the one, the skeleton that you killed? Can I
Yes.
bring that with me? Cool.
Recycle.
Use, reuse, recycle.
Well, hang on.
Reduce. Yeah.
Yeah, they can probably
Use reanimate.
They can probably go for one more. Okay, you move through the way you came.
Playing with my new halberd.
And nice. As you swim out of the between the 2 feet of Enthor, the giant statue, into the great opening, the spherical room ahead of you, the spirits that swam in this place like a school of fish, they are gone.
Phew.
You move your way through towards the opening, the corridor. The door is sealed where you slammed it shut. And you can open it, I guess.
Well, we have to.
Yeah, you prise it
Let's just
open,
stay here.
crowbar open, and peer through. The bodies are motionless, floating.
Okay, let's go quiet. Shh, just in case.
Okay.
Sorry, just in case.
Yeah.
Like how you got quieter as you got closer to it.
You move through. I won't make you roll for anything. It seems they are inert. You can roll if you like. Stealth checks. Whatever you like.
18. What do I do with an 18?
Nice.
21.
D&D, guys.
Why are you good when it doesn't matter?
Dice.
I rolled a 6. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't add anything to that. It's just what happens with an 18.
Yeah. With the stumbling, though, of the 6, you realise that they're not aware, they're not paying attention. You make your way out. The side of the mountain is still. There's no movement, no spirits.
Are there any buildings down there?
There are the ruined remains of them, yes. They're kind of more like domes and rubble, and the skeletal trees.
If there's any that are relatively intact, can I go have a rummage?
Sure.
See if there's
We've
anything in
got
there.
time.
But you can't carry much more.
That's
You
true.
can't carry a building.
2 chests now. There might be a chest in
Wait,
there.
how do you have 2 chests? I don't understand.
Roll an investigation check.
There might be
Roll for
another
chests.
chest in there.
There were more piles of bones, weren't there?
You did see some.
So I'm not wrong.
No.
And also, the times in that dice you haven't rolled a 20, it's been the next one along.
Damn. Okay, so that's investigation. What did you get total?
22, natural 20.
Damn. So you move over to one of the crumbled domes that litter this mountain, this once mountainside, the skeletal trees standing with bits of them falling to powder. You pick up a chunk of rubble, and beneath it you find a small lockbox that's shattered,
Another box.
and with your roll you find an additional 300 gold.
Can we carry that?
I'll say you can, yeah, for the sake of it.
Charlie's being nice.
Collectively. Okay.
Just a quarter of 300.
You move up.
He doesn't need to know about this.
You just pocket this 300 gold. You move up through the crack in the large crevice at the side of the bedrock that you arrived in. You find your way swimming against the current on your way out, kind of climbing along bits of the rock.
Sorry. Before we do that, I'm going to speak to Captain about my skeletons.
What about yes?
Yeah. So, Captain, like, am I allowed to bring? How would you like having a few extra hands on deck? How would the crew react to the skeletons?
Some just all run dead.
How many of them you?
Currently just the one, but I can make
One
make a lot
is okay. Let's start with one. We'll see how they react. I'll prepare them. I'll get Detrius to send word around that you have a
new pet,
a relative. If there is real,
found a relative in the sea.
If there's real kickback, then I'll let you know. Okay.
Cool.
Moxie,
Yes,
if you're keeping your skeletons, can they talk?
no, I don't think.
Oh, how do they communicate then?
They just sort of groan and freak.
Okay,
Maybe
just wondering.
point at something.
Cool.
I mean, I don't really know what they want to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't imagine they're very chatty.
Hey, they might want to,
Watch the football.
tell us stories from their time. if they ever brought it home, all that kind of stuff.
So with that, you guys
I could ask them one. I could ask them maybe another day.
Cool.
you guys swim through the tunnel,
That's what we should have asked.
clawing your way through.
Is it coming out?
Brought it home.
Tell us, please. And you make your way to the bedrock. The water's actually colder once you emerge from the bedrock. You see kind of distant flash of scales, and then nothing. And you start swimming your way up. Kind of difficult with all the gold, moving quite slowly. It's taken you double the time probably to move all this gold. You start working your way up. And yeah, a bit of time passes. It is exhausting, especially those of you who are exhausted. You're really struggling at this point. You make your way up to the kind of light, the border where light penetrates down into the water. Your eyes adjust. You see some fish above you. You make your way and splash out at the surface, take a breath of air rather than water. Kind of burns your lungs for a moment. They're so used to being full of water, and you cough up some of the salt. And you are next to the boat. And you swim over to it, the ladder's thrown down, and you heave yourself aboard eventually. We still have a little bit of time, so you make your way. It's not, you left early in the morning, so it's probably around midday at this point, approaching midday. The captain calls you, I guess, to his quarters. Bring it all in here. We'll sort it in here. I don't want people prying.
Whilst you're in there, can I say, I believe you're going to tell us a story about yourself, Captain. Is now a good time?
Looks at Detrius and looks annoyed. Let's sort the gold out first.
He's going to be doing
quarters.
one.
Coin by coin. So we'll do as we said. So you guys have 3,000 between the six of you.
Is this worth any more because it's old?
No, just for the sake of it is easier. The value of it is
You mean
the
it's
same.
not times 10?
Yeah.
So we get 500 each.
Yeah. Plus, Aura found 300 that you guys can split.
sure?
I'll divide it up with
50
these
each,
guys
yeah.
later.
Okay.
So-
Okay. I'll,
Take my enchanting.
so the captain orders Cookie to go and get some food for you all.
Can we have grilled cheese sandwiches, please?
Yeah, please.
Do they still have bread?
With just a little bit of lime.
I
for
can
the
make up
curve.
some flatbreads.
Yeah.
Don't know if much of the cheese will be any good on it, but I'll do you something. It comes
Just
back.
a little bit of lime for the scurvy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, honey's good with cheese.
Oh, yeah, do that.
You have honey with you, don't you? Only you've got sugar.
Can we?
We've
I
got
was about to say, can we make honey? Get some bees.
Make a simple syrup.
He comes back an hour later. He's made a pile of flatbreads that's steaming. There's a cloth over the top of them. There's a hunk of cheese which is like a very, very hard, like Parmesan style cheese. And there's just like a knife with it. pile of limes, and a pot of honey. And he makes you one up. He smears honey on it. He slices off a bit of cheese, and it kind of melts onto the hot flatbread, and he just hands them out.
Can I have some more honey, please?
There you go. Gives you the lot.
You can just, if you need more sugar, let me know. Thanks.
So you guys did you divvy up the gold, over the flatbreads.
I wouldn't.
Detrius kind of, he's like he relieves himself of duty. He's like, I'm
He
gonna
relieves himself.
it's on the floor.
Food deck.
I'm gonna give you guys the room. I need to rest. And he was fucking hurt.
Yeah,
there.
he was ouching. How's Florin doing? Did Florin manage to make it up?
He's asleep now. He's asleep in the
the
room
fishes.
outside the quarters. So he's outside the captain's quarters.
He's literally
asleep.
on a bench on the deck. Like,
Yeah, he's asleep. Okay, so you guys are in the room with just the captain.
Is a skeleton in with us?
I don't,
yeah, 100%.
Is it still animated?
Yeah, it's
oh, then
24
yes.
hours, yeah.
Yeah. So okay, that's what Detrius does. He goes out to start telling the crew about the skeleton and then to rest.
I offer the skeletons food.
You see the captain lock it into a chest. The rest of the gold.
I was thought you meant the skeleton. I was like, I was talking to him.
I don't think it's.
I thought you were saying he was locking us in. I was like, oh no.
It's not my skeleton.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it takes it just holds it.
You can eat it.
It just sort of puts it to
And it falls down.
yeah, puts it into its mouth and it tries to eat it. But then
It falls into the bowl that is its
good.
pelvis.
Good.
it just goes.
Yeah, just put a bowl on.
Creeps it. Nods.
And it's just, as it just like falls onto the floor.
We named the skeletons.
We did. It was like Balthazar the second.
Yeah, because Ethel died.
I
Or was it Balthazar?
Rip
No, I
Ethel.
think Ethel died.
Yeah.
Bart.
Yeah.
Bart.
Part two.
Barty.
Barty, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Barty.
So
Barty D2. Okay. It's the best joke I've ever made in my life.
No, it's not.
Can we make that into a t-shirt?
Barty. Yeah.
Scared to just going.
Eating a cheese.
Oh,
Eating
what
grilled
you think I
cheese.
want to see?
Right.
Cool.
So, thank you for today. Well, please, I'll let you get on with your day.
How about a bedtime story?
It is the middle of the day.
You did
I'm
make
really
a point
tired.
that you were going to start explaining things
Yeah,
when we
we're
got
back on
onto
dry
dry
dick
dick.
He sits down on his desk.
Like a cool
Like a
teacher.
cool teacher. I was about to say that, and I thought better of it.
Oh, you're saying I'm not good enough?
And he takes out his decanter of whiskey. He chucks a glug into a handful of with wooden tumblers and just hands them out to people.
I add some honey to it and I drink it.
Cookie comes back shortly and takes the pot.
Oh, no.
off of you, after you've been putting it in everything.
It's like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Hand in the
Did you
jar.
try and hide it from him when he came back? or-
Yes.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand.
Oh my god, that would be such a good t-shirt. Eugene as Winnie the Pooh.
15.
Okay. He comes in, he's like, where's the cheers. He takes the remainder, the plate, and he leaves them wrapped in a cloth. And he takes the knife, leaves a few slices of cheese, and leaves. Doesn't see the honey, doesn't notice the honey.
He doesn't ask about it.
No, he's not with it. He's nowhere near as observant as that.
He'll also be like, what honey?
You now have a pot of honey.
Yes.
Let me know if you want me to put that in the pantry as well.
How big are we talking?
It's like the
Oh, it's
whole
not-
ship's honey. Which
It's it could be. It's like a jar of honey.
like a 1 kilo peanut butter size.
Yes.
Yes, a kilogram of honey.
1 kilo honey size.
But peanut butter weighs more than
I mean
honey.
the specific tubs that you get.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
1 kilogram
Oh, honey.
of honey.
He hands, Killid hands out whiskey to each of you.
you're tuned.
It's going right next to my
Man, you guys
cream
are
tartare.
wild today. It's like herding frogs. Ribbit.
You got him. literally, in my inventory, I've got mercury next to liquid glucose.
I love alchemists.
Tell me you're an alchemist without telling me you're an alchemist.
I just stole a jar of honey.
If I make a cake out of what's in my bag, everyone will die.
But it will taste funny.
Oh, God.
So he's sitting there drinking whiskey.
We asked him to start fucking talking.
Very well. Okay. I owe you that at least. I died. Sorry.
Alright.
You died?
You're dead?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, we knew that. We do know
Yeah.
that.
You did. I died a warlock fighting for Onru in Discordia nearly 1,000 years ago.
How did you die?
I was searching for something, and I was successful.
What were you looking for?
Onru's name is the Pilgrim god. He ordered me to seek out a man who stole my god's home. It was my job to find him and understand him and figure out why he took it, figure out how I can find a new home for my god. And I was successful to a degree. I found him, and then he killed me.
What was the man's name?
Zephyr.
Oh.
Oh,
I am. You are familiar with the name.
Yeah. I think we met him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did we?
No.
Okay.
where did you meet him?
I'll be honest, I'm not really sure. I never really remember what happens day to day.
That's a legit admirer of answer. Please, this is important. He is very dangerous.
Yeah, we know.
Where did you meet him? Okay, let's make a deal. I will tell you. I'll answer questions, and then you tell me what you know about Zephyr.
Can I take a moment? Sorry, Captain. My captain. Can I just really quickly speak to Jax outside momentarily?
Very well.
It's really important.
Very well.
It's lady parts related.
Okay.
Makes them really awkward. So it works.
Whilst it's
Can we just go outside the? Can we just go outside the door really quick?
Yeah.
Can we do your thought thing?
Oh yeah, I'll just do it now because he can't say. Yeah, I'm gonna do the
But then I'll just be like, yeah. So
I
I've
only
got
have
really
it for a
bad
minute.
cramps.
Is it surface level? Because he'll know, right? Is that the point?
Yeah, if I dive deeper,
He knows.
He's gonna. Well, it's a saving throw.
Senses something at least.
Well, no, only if he fails a saving throw. But I don't want to because it's not my.
Oh right.
It's
So
not my ability modifier.
yeah.
It's the items, which is not huge, and I don't know how smart he is, so I don't want to risk it because I don't want to.
Yeah. Oh,
So if
if
it's level thoughts, he will not know.
And if he succeeds a save on deep thoughts, he knows and resists with you. Just in case, try another time.
So we come back in.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to try on him ever. I don't think
No
until
worries.
we leave.
Whilst this conversation's happening, I'm asking really annoying questions like, did it hurt being being killed? Yeah.
Yes, very much.
What was it? Like, what did he kill you with? Like, I've died before, and like I moved the plate, and like you can see the wound. Like,
That is a nasty wound.
yeah.
That
I'll
is
show
not,
you yours if you show me mine.
that is not made with a mortal weapon.
No, it was something in the edge.
Okay. He
We'll come back in very.
And
I only have it for a minute, so it's the first round. So if you've got questions, do them quick.
To answer your question, Eugene, he says, he cut me very deep, and he holds his arm up, and you see the kind of strange scabbing.
You stabbed you in the arm and you died?
Yes, I was mortal.
In the arm? Forgive me, when I've studied, anatomy and all that, usually the vital organs aren't in your arm.
No, but the life's
Blood
blood.
loss, was it?
I believe so. It killed me out of the way.
Was it quick?
No.
What are the important questions we need to ask, guys?
What do we want to hear his thoughts about real quick? Because this is the last time I can do this today.
So
Obviously, Jax didn't just say that.
So he asks for a deal. If you listen to him, if he tells you his story or whatever, then you'll tell him what you know about Zathir. But if you want to quickly ask questions, then go for it.
No, I mean, I think we're on board with that. I think we probably would have timed it so that...
So he starts talking when you...
because obviously I had to do a sleight of hand check, so I'd rather just do it outside the room.
Perfect. Yeah. That's fine with me. So you come back in, necklace is activated, you detect emotions stirring, a genuine fear of his past and of Zathir is lingering in his mind, especially as he talks to Eugene about his death. So, and he kind of nods as you both enter and you close the door. Onru, the Pilgrim, is not bothered by your gods, your patrons. He cares only for one being, Zathir. Zathir previously, as I told you, he stole my patron's home. Yes.
No, this is, would that tally up with the memory that we saw of
Zathir.
Of finding a place based off what we know about the caustic one.
Maybe. But you saw a group of people with Zathir, one of which was Chrysophane.
Yeah. But based on the fact they went through the burrowings and that's where Onru was supposed to live.
Very maybe. This being stole my patron's home, a great cosmic tower. A tower that my patron found himself in a very special burrowing and made his home, his refuge, from a painful past that he was trying to move on from. This man, Zathir, killed me because my job was to hunt him down and understand him. And as I said, I was successful to a degree. Zathir seeks out more of these towers. My patron cares not why. Simply we wish to find the secret burrowing once more, to find a home. That is all, whether there is a tower in there or not. And I believe the chamber we seek will lead us to a deep, inaccessible burrowing, where my patron can once again be at peace, can make a home. That is all. Kind of gets emotional. That is my task, to find my god, a new home. About myself, I am Basilman. I am Basilman by blood. The elves fled Discordia, and the Discordia had fallen into rigid, lawful evil, in my opinion. I am Basilman. My parents were not of the Basilman Empire. We advised the Council of Jadel when Jadel will once become the Opari. But I died many hundreds of years ago.
Who brought you back?
Onru. I am not technically alive. That is not my god's magic, his life. Anyway, those who remain in the Syrinx are not true elves anymore. They are diluted, they are changed, they are silt, they are moth elves, you might call them. They war with the Thranador, those who have chosen the Basilman god to follow, and my descendants. Onru has chosen not to remain in the Syrinx, though it is too fraught. And as I said, I seek a peaceful home. And that is my story. That is my god's story.
Can I, based off the fact that I'm actively reading his thoughts, and you possibly using an insight check, he keeps saying, that's everything. That's all he's trying to do is find a nice home. But everything we've heard about Onru is that he's an absolute
very good
madman.
Point. You detect on the surface an effort to convince you that his god is not evil in the sense that it wants to kill, to destroy. He knows that your expectations of this god are bad, and he is trying to persuade you otherwise. So, please, What do you know of Zephyr?
He's the one that possessed me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, briefly possessed by him. Not a fan.
You were possessed by Zephyr?
Just
How recently?
Quite a while ago.
yeah, a while ago.
We were in.
Carry on, talk
That's
without me.
How long ago? This is important.
In this. No.
Months, years? Weeks. He goes over to his lockbox in the wall. He removes the picture from the wall and undoes the lock in the safe, puts in a key, unlocks it, takes out what you saw him.
I gasp when I see it just because I'm trying to act like I haven't seen it.
You see him pressing his finger into the top of it with his back to you, but he's more hurried than he is trying to hide anything. And you see his kind of form go rigid for a moment. There is a kind of flash of whispering in the air for a brief moment, and then he puts it back inside, locks it away again. Okay. I do not believe he is on this ship.
Well,
We haven't seen him.
My dear,
well,
We moved once it happened.
he is
He didn't see anything. He saw a room.
a room,
It was it was unidentifiable.
Yeah, he saw me as well.
and you have made efforts to obscure your movements.
Yeah. We moved somewhere else.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Why would he possess you? I don't understand. What interest might he possibly have?
Just an accident.
He's looking for someone else.
well, it's
I'm like-
also interesting that your job is to find him. I'm trying to shift the conversation if you want to have this conversation. I'm more just trying to move on to something different if you don't want to
I'm
explain
like
why.
nervously reaching for the god's lantern.
My
Do
job.
you want to talk about it or
No,
not?
you can carry on.
It's a shame that are you still looking for Zephyr?
No. He has killed me once. I do not wish to die again.
Fair enough.
Is that possible?
I don't know. But if you pile something with enough damage, it tends to fall to pieces.
Yeah, do you know of any other patrons of our room? At Ward,
What's
yeah.
one way?
Do you have like
Yes,
a club and you get together and chat about how great our room is?
No, I sense sarcasm.
Just a tip.
No.
Just a tip.
Just a smidge.
I know of no other warlocks except Detrius.
Does he also follow on room?
He does. In a younger way. He is mortal.
Makes sense.
May I ask why Zephyr is interested in you to the extent he would possess you? And how are you alive?
How did we get rid of that?
No, you left.
He just left.
Yeah, you forced him out.
You
I
forced
think.
him out. You're
Yes.
fucking badass badass cleric, my dude.
I'm bad as Clark. That's why he was
Is that your answer?
interested. We walked the same path.
What does that mean?
And we found him once and pissed him off.
Where
It's
was
not
this?
our first encounter with him.
Please tell me.
He's just obsessed with us.
We met.
Why are you so obsessed
Some
with
sort
me?
of fanboy.
We met him in the desert, right?
No, we met him in
We
Dustmere.
met him in
We
Dustmere.
met him in desert.
Where our brother, another warlock of Onru, is hanging out with him.
Hanging out with him. This is not. They are opposing forces.
Well, there's such a thing as a spy, isn't there?
That is a good guess. My patron has many facets. I am one of them. But he would never do anything. If he was close to Zephyr, it is to kill him, to learn from him in order to kill him.
Yeah, exactly. If he's hanging out with him, it's to learn from him, to learn how to kill him. I'm not saying he's working for him. I'm saying that he's doing what you have failed
So your
to
brother
do.
eluded him. If he knew that your brother was a warlock of Onru, he would not be alive.
It's one way to get rid of your brother.
Just what I was saying. Interesting that.
Hey, where do you? Is your God's Lantern on show?
Is it just in your
It's not
pants?
generally, but it would have been coming out of the sea, probably
Oh, he
just
would have
on my
seen
belt.
it. Yeah.
I have used it as well.
This, and he looks at it and he asks, "This is a God's Lantern, yes?
You know them?
I have heard of them. Maybe this is why. He is interested in you. Well, if you have no other information about him, then I guess you have questions for me. Otherwise, you are free to do as you wish."
Can we trust you? Just check.
Roll a persuasion check.
I do cook your food.
I'm inciting
I'm
this.
still exhausted.
Roll an insight then for it preemptively.
It's probably it's been over a minute.
Oh, you're
Can I go? for
probably
this?
He's been talking about.
Oh, it's not fantastic. Well, actually.
I'm not going to use that one, again.
Why?
It's
Roll
another
number
20.
I mean, you rolled it.
Can I roll it?
Is that your
20 on
sixth?
insight.
I mean, you've had this
I've,
dice
I've
for
rolled,
ages.
I've rolled 5 on it today.
Well, I just rolled a 4. 20.
Maybe we'll keep an eye on this thing.
19.
Right.
I got 19.
I won't use that one.
Okay,
again for the
19
rest of the
persuasion.
day. Unless I really need it.
He
So are you counting that one for the stats? Or-
I didn't get a 19. I got 11.
I don't know.
11. Okay.
I was reading perception, not persuasion.
Oh, okay.
That's a bummer.
24.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I have been more honest with you people than I have with anyone other than Detrius since I was resurrected. I have no other purpose. I have no family. I have no friends except those on the crew. My purpose is to find a home for my god.
So what are you looking for?
A burrowing.
So that's what we're hunting for right now.
Possibly. I believe there is one inside the seal sanctum. That is what I believe. And that is what Onru has sent me to find. And we are on that journey. I believe there are other things there. The seal sanctum would not house an empty burrowing, I don't think.
You know there was a burrowing in the city that we just left.
An entrance to a...
We blew it up,
Right.
but
yeah.
there was one.
There, okay, I don't... I'm trying.
Are you trying at all?
I am trying my best.
How deflated does he look?
Pretty upset.
Why are you more upset?
See, here's the thing. Here's what happens when you trust people and talk to people is we can save you a whole fuck ton of effort if we know what's happening and what you need from us.
Well, now you do, and this is why I hired you. Because you are exceptional people, and clearly you get exceptional results.
I'm just there eating some honey.
Just face stuff in honey in the corner.
Just like full poo bear.
Well, if you have no other questions, I wish to speak to Aura and Amaya. The rest of you are dismissed. And I will
When
see you.
Freya asks if we can trust him,
Oh, your insight.
Yeah.
With a 24,
and a natural 20.
yes. He everything about him appeared that he was being genuine and honest. He seemed more vulnerable than you've ever seen him. In the best sense I can tell you, just from looking at someone, you believe he's telling the truth.
When he went in the cabinet to do his weird little warlock thing, did we know what that was? No one questioned it at all.
He just stabbed his thumb on the little totem thing that you
Just his
guys
pants a little bit.
you saw him do it with your clairvoyance.
Yeah, I did.
It's the same. He did the same thing.
Do you think he's communicating? Do we
Possibly.
Assume? Okay. Or he can see. Give him true sight or something.
Okay. The rest of you, except Aura and Amaya, please, you are dismissed. You have the rest of the day off.
Amaya's not really fully listening because she's looking at a new halberd. So when she hears dismissed, she also goes to
Amaya, wait for a moment, please.
Sorry, I thought you wanted to speak to Aura.
If you can wait at the for a moment as well.
Oh, okay.
Aura, if you come look at the map with me for a moment.
Okay.
He's so fucking busted.
I will go round the opposite side of the table to him to look at the map from the other angle.
So petty. Can I listen at the door?
He waits until the door is shut.
And then I'll listen at the door.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
My perception is so bad.
I'm doing this because I've done this before. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, does anyone want to know scores?
Two of you can. What's the score?
Spain just.
Hold on.
2 on England.
How's your perception?
Not great.
I mean, I rolled trash, so you roll as well.
Two of you can squish your ear up. We'll say 2 of you.
Yeah, I rolled a natural one.
Oh, I got a 30.
You guys are wrestling instead of. You might be able to hear a couple of bits then. So you catch snatches of this. Jax. You are a soldier.
Why are you sticky?
Sorry.
He takes like a deep breath and drinks the rest of his whiskey. You are a soldier. I understand your doubts and anger about me. And although I have a right to rebut them, my lies and my secrecy are to blame for this. And I understand how you feel. But, speaking as your captain, when you are alone with me and Detris, you can speak and act how you wish. It is salt in the water to me. But you cannot do so on this ship, in front of my crew, or you will leave me no choice but to punish you as I would any member of them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
He gives you another measure of whiskey and another one for him, and he raises it. Are we good?
For now.
If that's the best I can do. And he clunks the wooden tumbler of yours and drinks.
You shouldn't do that on a pirate ship.
It may not always be best to try and hide things. It got us in a lot more trouble down there, and I'm sure if you'd gone down there with your crew or others, you might not have survived that.
I am inclined to agree with you.
Something worth remembering.
Well, I have been...
We can do a lot of damage, as you've seen.
Aura.
He nods and
I'm sure you'd rather us on your side.
Which we are.
You are.
I just like stood by the door, like waiting for the principal to like say something to her.
Was that a genuine response when you said aura?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys have that. I didn't realise she was talking into my...
What are they saying? I can't hear anything.
I think Aura's threatened him
I'm not...
again.
He doesn't... Captain doesn't respond. You've said, aura.
Yeah, because then he just said, we're on your side for now. And I was like, no, we are on your side.
Okay. He looks at you.
No, I said you would probably prefer to have us on your side.
Oh, right, yeah, so which we are.
Good. I'm glad.
Sentinel wise. Sentinel wise, my ear now sticking.
Anyway, let's go to bed.
That's so
I'm glad.
much fucking honey.
And I'm glad to have you. Both of you. All of you. Thank you, Aura. Amaya, please. And he waves you over. So you go out the door and you walk into a sticky Eugene and like a Sentinel like pushing Eugene away.
He's short and his crotch height.
You now have a sticky crotch. Okay.
Captain, I was just... okay, never mind.
Does the captain see us?
Yes.
Did you forget your honey, Eugene?
Given that I could hear actively, could I have moved out of the way?
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't.
So just Eugene then.
I was sort of annoyed that my ear was sticky.
Yeah.
Captain, my ear!
Yeah, I'm just like, sorry, Captain, I've got a sticky ear.
Yes, you do.
It's in my hair as well. I'm gonna put the honey away and go.
As you put the honey away, you notice that there is something lighting up in your bag.
Ooh.
It is your lexicon. It's flashing.
I'm gonna do that in privet, not here.
Improv.
Very well.
Wait, it's the honey.
The honey's glowing!
Amaya.
Does he shut the door again?
Yes.
I press my ear against the door again.
He beckons you over to his desk, where the
Keep a
map
safe
is.
distance.
You are not from here, and I don't mean that in the lines on a map drawn by governments do not mean anything to me. I mean this. You are not from this world, and that is where we'll end today's session.
What? Huh?
Thanks for joining us. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram and listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.